Vale. Dust shop. Dust to dust. A man in a tux was accosting the shopkeeper to give up his dust. As one of the goons spots a girl in a red hood as he nears her and tries to rob her, but with her earphones on she doesn't notice. The thug tries again and taps her shoulder. She looks behind her and sees the thug as he gestures to remove the headphones. "RWBY, are you robbing me?" Thug, "Yeah." Then the thug was thrown across Roman's side. The shopkeeper then pressed something under the table, triggering a silent alarm. Meanwhile, near Vale, hidden among the trees in Forever Falls. Kagi. General, an alarm from a dust shop has been triggered as CCT has been given both a alarm and camera footage of the scene. Elm. That's Torchwick. Jaune. Alright, Roughnecks. Lost patrol, let's move out. The teams board the dropship and began moving through Vale's airspace. George. Alright, passengers, we're nearing the source of the alarm. Jaune. Alright, troopers on the bounce. Meanwhile below, RWBY whipped out Crescent Rose and got ready for a fight as a sound came from above. Then multiple armored troopers landed and pointed their guns at the thugs. Elm. Drop your weapons, you're all under arrest. Thug. Like hell. Jaune. All troopers use stun rounds. Then they all switch out their clips. Then an obnoxious voice came out. Roman. And to whom do I owe this wonderful and warm welcome? You're clearly not from Vale. They don't have the budget for your gear. Atlas? No, why would that blowhard Ironwood would waste his time on a petty thief like me? Jaune tightened his grip upon hearing him insult his father. Jaune only disagrees with his father, but their falling out is when Ironwood smacked and yelled at him, questioning his decisions. He still respects him as his father, but he can't respect his decisions no matter the circumstances are. To Jaune's belief, when you want it, there's a way. When you don't, there's so many excuses. Jaune, this is your final warning, surrender, or you'll be subjected to excessive force. Roman, typical goody two-shoes. Jaune, better than a low life. Wanting more at the expense of others. One of Rico's troopers flinched, noticing this. Jaune gave the trooper a nod and was at ease. Roman, guilty as charged. The trooper on question then opened fire as Roman dodges by rolling away as the barrage knocks out a few men. Jaune, troopers take them down. Troopers, Aurora. RWBY was staring at the weapons they were wielding. They were not using dust. How do they work without them? Then they saw a ship came down near one of the nearby roofs. Jaune pursued while his troopers handled the goons. Jaune, get down or I'll out you down. Roman, sorry, but I'm gonna bounce. As he jumped and fired multiple flares as he flew to the ship. Jaune was suppressed, taking cover as he opened fires on the ship. Roman, hey, we got company. Then George came in and opened fire. And direct hits the ship, causing it to tumble. Cinder then made a bow and fired on, destroying some of the missiles. Jaune, cease fire. Cease fire. George, General. Jaune, we're in a civilian-populated area. We can't risk it crashing anywhere near here. George, roger that. Backing off now. Cinder and Roman barely make their getaway as the ship was barely even keeping itself in the air. Then someone rushed Jaune and barraged him with words. RWBY, warrior. What are those weapons? How doth he work? What's that, a Mormidov? Then another harsh voice came from the darkness. Hold it right there. Jaune looks to see his Aunt Glinda. Jaune looks to see his Aunt Glinda. Glinda, you. Stand down and come with me, young man. Your mother has been worried sick about you. Jaune, I still have a job to do. He then activated his shoulder launcher and released a tear gas, preventing Glinda from focusing her semblance. Jaune, troopers, extraction is here, fall back. RWBY was able to see them fly off. RWBY, whoa, cough, cough. Glinda, they're operating here? Ashvin needs to know about this. Later, somewhere in Vale. Roman, who the hell were those guys? They almost killed us. Cinder, they're the same group that foiled one of my plans and killed one of my subordinates. This changes things, now that they're here. Meanwhile, aboard the Whitley. Jaune, sorry if what I said get to you. No, if you hadn't found me all those years ago, I might have become a thieving sociopath. The trooper's helmet collapsed as it shows. Neo. Thanks, Rico, for giving me a life. John. You're welcome, Neo. Elm. So are you two done gazing at each other's eyes? Neo. What are you jealous, Miss Thunder's eyes? Elm just blushes and sputters. Elm. Warehouse. What? The two just glares at each other. John. This is gonna be a long campaign. Kagi. Sir. We have a report from Sergeant Ace. Admiral Schnee and his mother are missing. John. What? Later, Atlas. High-class theater. You do know if we get caught, it's going to be a problem. I know, but I really want to see Weiss perform. This is a quick way to be arrested. Then they sat at a balcony. Then the light in the theater went out, then the spotlight opens up in the middle of the stage and revealed a pure white-themed girl. Weiss. Mirror, tell me something. Willow. How did she get that scar? Whitley. SHHHH. Mom, we can't alert the other spectators. Weiss. Tell me who's the loneliest one of all.